Welcome to Irwindale.
I'm sorry.
You got it.
Hey, folks, we know how to do this. Streaming cyberspace into your place, sanctioned by the Bootleg Racing League from Irwindale Speedway. It's the Virtual Drift Network's live as it happens, 8th round coverage of the late model Invitational Series, Season 31. Hey, submitted for your approval, 2 racers, one hot as a pepper, his stats 3 wins, laps led 307. The other cool as a cucumber, his stats 0 wins, laps led 0. Such is the dichotomy that is the pepper and the cucumber, the dichotomy that is Chris Davis and Kurt Smith. But when the championship points are totaled, it's not the red-hot pepper that sits atop the food pyramid, but rather the chilled cucumber. While botanically a fruit, the cucumber is mistaken as a vegetable. Kurt Smith, too, is the victim of, well, being misjudged. To the casual observer, Smith's lack of flavor has him often thought as a mid-pack or worse, maybe even a field feeler. But that would be a mistake. Though he might not win, Smith consistently runs near the front, and that consistency has afforded the cucumber Kurt, well, a 3-point lead over the more fiery pepper that is Davis. So after the Irwindale salad is tossed, will it be Smith or Davis topping the bowl? To find out, pull the lever on the lazy boy and settle in for the excitement that is the simulated short track racing that is about to stream your way. Hey, beneath the catalytic converted induced smog-free California sky, a warm hello and welcome on this Saturday night. It's August 16th, 2025. Ah, you heard him step in for me there. Jeremy Gridlock Scott, he joins me in the booth. Bill Soup's on high up the VGM broadcast booth to bring you our bird's eye view. And we have Lowell Jewell turning the knobs and pushing the sliders tonight. Folks, this is the 10th time the BRL has brought the late models to Irwindale. No driver in the field tonight as a career series win here. Gridlock, somebody gets their first late model win here at Irwindale. What do you think about this place?
Well, here's the thing. It's a very interesting place because of the simple fact of, it wants to live, yet it wants to die, yet it wants to live, yet it wants to die. So many places don't have that kind of history. But Irwindale, you've seen all-star races, you've seen Turkey Night, you've seen so many things happen here. It seems like this is more of a street track than it is an oval. So it's kind of interesting to see how tonight will go. Well, we'll find out.
Well, the pennies are on the eyes of Irwindale Speedway, but it does live here on the iRacing platform. Hey, let's take a quick look at the standings. You know, for Cucumber Kurt, he's there from consistency. Smith is winless, but nothing worse than an 8th this season. How about Chris Davis with wins at Fives Flags, Oswego, and North Wilkesboro? One bad race, a 14th at Myrtle Beach, is keeping Mike Holloway from the points lead. Now, after missing the season opener, it's been a season-long climb for James Lowe, but last time out was a low for Lowe, his season worst 17th. Then you go down here, you talk about Lowe, he's the defending champ. John Wilson is a season 27 champ. Bruce Pearson, he's a champion as well, got it in season 28. Then the last 3 drivers see on there, Tim Corder, Benny Ellison, and the Chief, Steve Hilbert, rounding out your top 10. Glad you are with us tonight. We are round number 8, 9, 10, and then we crown a champion, race number 11.
And of course, we also have a little bit of a break there around the Labor Day holiday here in the United States. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I've got big plans for that night. What do you have planned for that night, Soup?
That is the traditional fantasy football draft. So that's where I'll be.
There you go. There you go. But hey, real quick, Steven Spees, your quickest so far, 18.142. Of course, as we know, does that really matter?
Well, it does if you're a commentator and you want to look for a guy who is somebody to watch. But of course, the way they grid up here is based on inverting the Baker's dozen from the previous race before. So if you finish 13th, look for them to start on the pole. We have a nice, healthy field here of 18, considering we are in the dog days of August.
Yep. I mean, yeah, exactly. Dog days of August. So we'll see what happens here. As my timing just decided to just go haywire on me now. We are just seconds away from the finish, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting race to say the least. Irwindale brings a lot into these drivers, so I'm really excited to see how this all fares out.
One thing you can count on, even though it is in the middle of summer and vacations are everywhere, somehow these BRLers managed to show up. The guys who are running at the top of the order in the points are all here. Kurt Smith is here. Chris Davis is here. Mike Holloway is here. James Lowe is here. And remember, Lowe missed the season opener. There are no drop races in the rules package. This is big boy racing. They do give you provisional points, and I have a man who might know the rules on this one. I believe it's the last place points, maybe last place points -5. Maybe I'll get a whisper. Last place points -1 is how that works. Okay, so you do kind of get a break if you miss. You don't have to take that 0. That seems only fair. Okay, practice is done. They'll be gritting up here, and let's run through that right now. Well, he missed the opening round. He is the defending champion. He finished so far down the order last time, they're going to put him on front. This is talking about James Lowe. He'll be starting on the pole. He's going to be inside of Mark Herzog. Herzog will be fast.
If you look at row 2, it's Mike Holloway and Double Deuce Bruce Pearson back in his normal paint scheme, darn it.
I know, that was a pretty one last week. Todd Liston is going to be inside of Steven Spees. Spees in 6th, Liston in 5th. That's a powerful roll.
You talking about good paint schemes last week. 2 of them are sitting right here in row 4. It's Kurt Smith in the 6th and Joe Segala in the 81.
With the boss man, Lowell Jules, sitting in the production booth. That allows replay Ryan Seneker go out there on the track. He'll be wiring up this thing in 9th with Papa Kenny Allen in 10th.
I say if we go yellow, we'll bring up a replay because I kind of want to see how he feels on the other side. Benny Elson, the 72, will be alongside Chris Davis in the 7.
Brendan Myers is mired back in the Baker's Dozen position with the Canadian Goose, John Wilson, flanking him.
If you're looking at row 8, you're seeing still Steve Hilbert and Chris Hazlip.
Older brother Steve in 15th, little brother Tom Hilbert in 17th. Good to see Bobby Hayes with us. He'll be starting outside of row 9, the very last driver.
Yeah, pretty healthy field. 18 cars have signed up and making their way around behind the Mustang iRacing pace car as they work their way around. Soup, I'll tell you what, outside the Helmar Radio Ranch in Muscle Farm, it's booming out there. Will we see that here at Irwindale?
Well, I don't know. You know, my dad used to say that some tracks wear rubber like Catwoman. This is one of those tracks. I think it's all about conserving the tires. The guys who are fast early, maybe not going to be the guys who are fast later. Progressive banking here. You can see an inside line, you can see an outside line. This is going to be good. Right now, the pace car takes the extreme inside line. Let me turn over to my partner.
Could this be the race that James Lowe turns the rest of his season around? We're soon to find out. It's Lowe and Herzog in row number 1. They come off of turn number 4, hit the restart zone. Green flag is underway, and James Lowe already with a huge advantage going into turn 1 so far, 1 to 2 car lengths. Third on back, Soup. They're starting to stack up as we see that Double Deuce slaps along.
In the kitchen that is the BRL, if you want a recipe for wire-to-wire, put James Lowe on the pole and let him go. Well, he leads the first lap, but I'm telling you right now, the guy that he's got chasing him, this is Mark Herzog. Rarely do we see the 57 start so far up outside of row 1. He's going to be tough. The back half of your top 5. Mike Holloway, remember, he's been really good except for that one bad race. Of all the guys he's chasing in the points, he sits in 3rd. He's ahead of them all. Todd Liston. Now Kurt Smith just gets around Liston. Smith now into 4th.
Yeah, this is one of those rare races where we see some of the fast guys up near the front. But yeah, I'm interested to see how Herzog gets on near the pointy end of the grid. To the inside is the double 5 of Steven Spees. He's now in the top 6, top 5 as he battles Todd Liston for that 5th spot. They go side by side through 1 and 2. And that high line's working pretty good because now you're seeing Double Deuce try to go around the inside. Of course, it doesn't help when you're slapping the wall.
Liston was about as far up as you can be. He was into the wall. How can you have your pudding if you don't eat your meat? Liston now getting it figured out, and that's going to allow the opportunity for the number 81 of the Kingpin, Joe Segala, to work inside.
That is a slick paint scheme that Joe Segala has. So he's 2 for 2 so far in paint schemes. Oh, I know those cars going high. I believe it's going to be Brendan Myers who tried to go slide high as they're side by side. for 6 on back between Sagawa and Liston as they work their way around. And interesting to note, last time by, Soup, I saw that Sagawa kind of pointed his nose towards the inside of 1 and 2.
He's coming up. He's still good. This is where the action is back here, 2 by 2, with Myers on the inside, the 11 there, blinking in for me. We'll see who gets the best of it. Look at Liston is really trying to roll the top.
Yeah, he's kind of making it work for him, but then again, it's slowing him down a little bit because look at the gap that Steven Spieth has opened up on Liston. It's about a 1 second gap as everybody's bunched up right there from 6 all the way on back. One of the drivers we have been watching is Ryan Seneca falling all the way back to tail end Charlie. I know in the chat he said he wouldn't have shed a tear if he wasn't able to make it, but he's here. But in the 3 wide for position, oh, how do you make that one work for 7th? Well, you do when it's Irwindale.
3 wide from the blimp. Look at that. Now, they could make it 3 wide because right now, Liston thinks he's at Rockingham. My gosh, he is just rubbing the wall every time around, and he's costing pace. They are 3 wide again. Double deuce on the inside. My goodness. Between the devil and the deep blue sea, there is Benny Ellison. Oh, Odysseus. Go ahead.
Well, Soup, one thing I find interesting is a little bump there as Allison with a little bit of a how you doing tap to Sagawa. One thing I find interesting is normally the tracks we go to, they're narrow. This is a wide open facility, so you can do 3, maybe even 4 wide and get away with it, whereas some of the other tracks we've been to this season, you really can't do that without repercussions.
I'll stick around for 4 wide. Oh, that's a good shot. Look at him coming at you.
No, that's a great shot.
Single file out now.
Yeah, now they're starting to kind of ease into it as Lowe has a half-second lead on Herzog. We're watching these battles here as the quiet man goes to the inside. Actually, that's going to be the 75. I apologize. John Wilson going to the inside right now of the 49 of Kenny Allen. But that battle is for 12th place as the Canadian Goose looking really nice and racy early on as he dives to the inside. But look at who's back there in the 13th. Bobby Hayes, you're on board right now. On board with one of the drivers right now.
Now back there also in the pack is Chris Davis. He is buried right now. Davis sitting second in the points, back in 11th. You may think it's not his night. You would be wrong to think that. This is all about waiting and waiting. And when you think it's time to go, you need to wait a little longer. It's all about tire wear. Davis knows that even to finish this race, even to get to the end, he's got to save his stuff. Now he dives to the inside, getting underneath Liston. Swings back up, almost gets up into Ellison. Oh, my goodness.
You know, he called it a Randy LaJoy paint scheme last week. I'm still calling it a Jason Keller paint scheme. I love that Cottonelle Kleenex paint scheme on there. Oh, a little bit of a bump there by Ellison, the 72. Man, he's using that front bumper like he's Paul Tracy or something like that. Maybe it is Paul Tracy in the car. Here comes the Canadian Goose to the inside as well. He's battling Liston, but he wants another spot.
Folks, our director is on it. This is where the action is. Davis did a slide job in front of Ellison. Ellison had to check up, got into the back. Liston gave him a little bit of a low, down low, flying underneath the radar is the Canadian Goose and John Wilson. Wilson gets us sorted out right now. Here he goes again. Davis making another move. He's picking them off one by one. He must have been listening to me. I said it's time to wait. He slides up in front of Sagawa. Woohoo!
That, I think, right there was the move of the race because not only did he pass him, but he made sure to shut the front door on him as he came through 4. So single file so far, moved Davis up to 8th place. He's not the highest finishing runner right now, highest finishing starter, as right now Brendan Myers up 7 into 6th place in that number 11. But look at this battle here for between Kenny Allen and Todd Liston, who's dropped like a rock since the start.
Liston has been running, well, as wide as you can. I just don't know. Liston is a smart guy. I just don't think he's doing it because he can't handle it. He's got something up his sleeve.
Well, one has to wonder if he's Ross Chastaning it around the track, but you know, he can only do that so long before those Hoosier tires give out.
Uh-oh, we better look up here at Brendan Myers making a run here on speeds. It's unusual to see the double nickel of speed so far up. Myers making a play at him right now, and also being very aggressive also in front. Smith gets to the inside of Holloway. This is important, not only for the race, but for points-wise as well. Your point leader gets around the man who's running in 3rd in points. Move Cucumber Kurt up into third.
And of course, you're still seeing that battle heat up between Speeds and the double nickels and Myers in the double singles as they go side by side through turn number 3 and into 4. Myers, we know he doesn't show up much, but still when he does soup, he's actually really quick at the line. He's got the nose, but he's going to stem stuff up through turn 1. Now he wants Holloway in the double 8, so battle of the doubles here for position.
Double singles. That's great. Is that you, or is that commonplace?
That just came out. This came out. I said it, I'm like, oh, I'm working with it, so.
Double singles is a winner. Well, we're talking about Brendan Myers, and he's worked his way. You know, we were talking about numbers. There's the double nickel back there and the double snowman as he worked around both of those guys, and now Myers up into 4th.
Yeah, we're seeing Kenny Allen try around to go around the inside of the Kingpin through 4. They're still side by side. This is the battle for getting the top 10. Ooh, Allen backs up just a little bit as he doesn't get around Segala, but hey, look who's to the inside. It's Devin Todd Liston.
Well, maybe it's part of the master plan of Todd Liston. Narrow up the car a little bit for the first 26 laps and move to the inside. This is some great racing. You're not missing anything up front. This is where the action is, and possibly where the yellow is cooking. Look at Liston. Progressive banking here. This works. That's why I gotta love Irwindale. Oh, I wish it was still there. Long gone now. It's just a vacant lot behind a whole bunch of billboards for Gentlemen's Club.
You know, here's the thing with these Southern California racetracks. It's just a shame that a lot of them now have gone by the wayside. Ontario, Fontana, and now Irwindale. Because, yeah, Irwindale, I loved watching the USAC Turkey Night there, and even the old Toyota Pro East-West Shootout.
I landed at that Riverside and Ascot Park. Yeah, it's the disadvantage of being in California. That's a price of property out here. Too expensive to put a stupid racetrack on.
Well, I guess you can kind of say the same about Chicagoland. Oh, wait, I think that's coming back to life next year.
Oh, I didn't realize that. The good thing is the one race we have out here in Long Beach is on the streets, and they can't tear those things up because there's businesses there. So.
Well, you know what? They do one in Chicago, and they still manage to tear it all up. We're watching this battle also between, looks like the Kingpin up front and Kenny Allen. That's the 49, actually, because there's Liston to the inside, trying to get around, and now the inside line's working just a little bit better for Liston, but you're seeing Kenny Allen go a little bit higher through 3 and 4, so it's interesting. Also, I liked watching how, you know, the Kingpin was jostling around there between the corners. Doesn't look like that car's very happy right now.
They get him tripped out. This is really the best racing on the track. Now, Kenny Allen, we know him. He races a lot in the Red Light Racing League, and they have a format very similar to the Bootleg Racing League, except they allow tire changes, and Kenny's getting the hang of realizing that you gotta, well, go home with the girl who brung you. Basically finish on the same tires you started with. You know, to drill down a little bit on this, since we got a nice run going on, my dad taught me as a young man. He told me about tire equity and saving tires. He's told me, son, saving your tires is like saving your money when you're meeting girls in the bar. You want to spend early while the competition is steep and the picking is ripe. You don't want to save it to the end when all you really need is a cheesy line and a stick of gum. I remember it, Dad. So a lot of these guys up front are burning it up right now, and then they'll just try to make guys go around them later.
I gotta say, I love the How Racing paint scheme. The 72 Benny Ellison, you know, maybe it's just a Midwest guy watching how. Dude, oh, no spin! As Ellison does go around, we might have a yellow, and yes, we do. Our first yellow of the race as Ellison tries to go high, and there was just no room for him.
If you still have a dictionary on your shelf, go ahead, open it up, and look at Commentator's Curse, and you'll see a picture of my partner there who just did it to Benny Ellison.
I've never had that happen before. Usually it's like 1-2 laps later, but here's a replay, Soup. I'll let you talk about it.
There we go. We bring it up. Ellison, one of our top rookies down there, gets him and just gets a little bit off the pace and then gets collected there. That's just that's part of Irwindale. That's the slide job that we've seen going on, and sometimes that happens on the slide job.
All right, I say we bring up replay now. I want to talk to him as he does the wave around.
It's all, I'm just getting out of these. It's all yours. Go for it. Let's see if we can bring up Benny Ellison.
Also, I was talking about Seneca.
Oh, you want to bring up Seneca? Oh, all right. Let's bring. That's much better. That seems safer.
Exact. Well, is it safer when we bring up a replay? What's up, Ryan?
Oh, hey, fellas. How's it going?
You got to press the button before you talk.
Yeah, sorry, you caught me off guard. I've never been on this side of it before.
I was gonna say, how is it on this side? 2 in a row, and we're here at Irwindale.
Yeah, this might be one of my least favorite tracks, but I'm trying a strategy, Adam. See if I can save a little crazy and try to make a late run.
Tire wear. Is that an issue?
Not yet. No, I was really saving for those first 30 laps, banking on a caution that I was afraid would never come. And luckily, still on the lead lap, and we can try to make something out of this.
Time to go. We'll watch you.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right. That seemed
go ahead.
off. Yes, I know.
I would say, oddly enough, that's how he sounds every time we talk to him when he's pushing the knobs and turning the sliders.
Well, it's nice to have him talk to us politely, though, not yelling at us for being idiots.
Yeah, I didn't hear an F-bomb, an S-bomb. I didn't hear any of those. It was fantastic.
His opinions about the other drivers we didn't hear any. He usually has such vibrant ones.
Powerful language. We call it Midwestern Nights. Green flag will be coming back out. It's James Lowe's restart call, and DD does it down the restart zone. He's got a 1 to 2 car length gap. Let's see how long. Look at Brennan Myers up 9. He's in 4th place. He's going to try the high side around Kurt Smith. They're side by side for 3rd place, Soup. And right now, it's going to be an interesting battle to see if Myers can use that high side, but he might use Herzog as a pick here because Herzog, look how close he is.
Oh, and we got another one, a big one. This one involves, it looks like the Lipper is involved in this one. We'll find out where this one started.
Let's see here. Yeah, that is a big one. Ooh, Kingpin ran around like he was hit with a 710 split. Here's the overhead shot. Did I see the Lipper hit the wall first? Well, he did hit the wall.
I think he got into it with Kenny Allen,
okay.
And that sends Hayslip up into the wall, and then everyone takes evasive action. Again, the worst of it is, you called it, the Kingpin, and he gets down in and collects a little bit of young Tom Hilbert. There you see Hilbert getting in. It looks like Hilbert's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And all things considered, considering the way that was set up with a spin in the middle of the pack right after a restart, it could have been worse. And you talked about it. I think the width of Irwindale helped that one out a lot.
No, it really did. All right, Soup, who are we calling up?
Well, why don't we try the 57 of Mark Herzog? He's sitting in 2nd. See if he's doing all he can to stay with low. Mark, it's Soup up here in the booth. Can you talk to us?
Yeah, how you doing tonight, Soup?
Good. How hard you running? How much you saving? And do you got anything for that 99?
So before the first yellow, I think both James and I are just cruising, but I do not believe I've got anything for him unless I can get him on a restart. He's just too smooth here.
I was going to say, you had a great restart there in that last one, so it looks like that it might be a possibility. You just got to make sure to time those restarts right.
Yeah, if I can get a good restart and maybe get up alongside him on the inside, I might be able to get him in a couple of 3 laps, but we'll see.
Well, if the director leaves me in your head, I'll spot you for you, but I don't think that's going to happen, so you'll have to time it yourself. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Pace car is in.
All right, we get to a quickie yellow, which is always nice to have, as we are just about set once again. It's James Lowe's restart to call, and he's going to push everybody high. It's a very interesting strategy as he goes right in the middle of the lane. Green flag is out, and Herzog still keeps pace, but look who's there on the bottom. It's the 11 of Brennan Myers, although Spees tries to make it 3 wide for 2nd, but not going to make anything happen as Myers falls back into Kurt Smith's clutches, but Myers really quick through 3 and 4.
While it looks inviting, and certainly Spees is stepping up into the line to see if he can make it work, I think the line is the top side, and I'll be surprised if Spees is looking for somewhere to get up there right now, as I think they're going to begin to roll him. If he doesn't get it done, it's going to use up his tires working so hard down low. Kurt Smith being very smart. I'm telling you, Cucumber Kurt is his nickname. It's a long time before I found a nickname for him. He is cool, he is calm, he is collected, and right now, he's doing what he does. He may not get the win, might not have anything for low, but he's looking for a nice, solid finish, and he's going to solid finish himself right to a championship.
And you know what? That's all you really need for a championship, because you don't win flashy. You know, get out there and just be consistent. As we see Spees and Davis battling for the bottom step of that top 5 zone right now. Davis has it. He's up 7 positions as you see the climber of the race. Oh, all the way into the wall. Does this bring out a yellow? So far, so good. We're clean and green, but Holloway was an earlier points leader, and man, that second half of the season, Soup, it just seems to bite him like a snake.
He did. He won the opening round, then he cooled off a little bit. It's coming back of late. Now, Chris Davis, we watched him early. He was back in the pack. He was waiting. He was mired back at 11th and 12th. And then we saw the light go on. Bink! Right above his helmet. And he started to go, working guys, picking off one by one. And now he's up to 5th. And he knows that we are at the halfway mark. I don't think it's time to go yet. I know Davis, he still has time. He would like to get the win. He would like to get ahead of Lowe, because deep in his mind, he knows that not only is he chasing Smith, who's in front of him, but he's got an eye on the defending champion, Lowe, who is just so good. Had a horrible race last time out, cost him a lot of points. So Davis is going to try to do this today.
You know, here's the thing. We saw last week how North Wilkesboro just ate tires up. Next yellow, I do want to talk to one of the drivers, especially one of the front runners, to see what the difference is between last week and this week, because I know that you saw the same chats I did and the same chatter and how drivers are saying even at this point, they started getting tire warnings about their tires falling off.
Well, I just did a race on Thursday night here at Irwindale, and directing it was Ryan Seneker. He saw it firsthand. Drivers were falling left and right. He was back there patiently waiting. And Seneker right now in a little of a battle with Steve Hilbert, but the 61 beginning to make his move.
There's still plenty of time left, though. We'll see what happens. Oh, and there he goes. He gets turned. So let's take a look at the dictionary. Next to my picture under announcer's curse is my partner, Soup.
Well, sorry, boys. We have to put the camera on somebody. All right, let's take a look at it.
See what happens here.
Ooh,
that's ooh. Well, I hate to say it, that's Steve Hilbert. You know, Hilbert going too fast, and it looked like Seneca was holding his line there. So, ooh.
Folks, we're usually not at a shortage for words, but when you hear Gridlock or me say, oh, and oh, it's because we're thinking of ways to couch how our feelings really are with us. That was ugly. That was not good.
Let's call up Double Deuce. Let's get his opinion on the tires. Hey, Bruce, it's Jeremy and Soup up in the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir. How you guys doing tonight?
Good. All right. Last weekend, North Wilkesboro was a tire-eating racetrack. How is it tonight?
I did a couple long runs in practice, and it's not as bad. It's never really good in these late models with that right front, but it's not as bad. Depends on what line you take, but I practiced all over the place, a lot of different lines, and it's a lot better than it was last week.
Yeah, Bruce, with that, help me out a little bit. I've been watching you. You are all over the place. You tried it really low. You've tried it up high by the wall. I saw Liston actually rim riding there for a while. What's your line? What do you think?
Oh, man, it depends who's around and how the car's handling. If you get a good arc, you can go real low. Pop Allen got me at the line coming out of turn 4 in the last lap in the modified race. He went really, really low coming out of 4, and he got right by me. So it can work, and that was on the 100th lap, so it can work.
All right, go get him.
Thank you, guys.
The beauties of progressive banking. It's like a different animal.
It giveth and it taketh away. They're pairing up right now. You see Seneca and Liston, but go ahead.
Well, let's see Herzog. He says the only chance I got to get low is this, so good luck on that. It's interesting that James has decided to take the inside line. I guess he gets the jump. I'm not really sure once they get through 1 and 2 if that's the line you want. Look at Herzog trying to get out there in front low with the jump. There's just no way for the 57 to get on.
No, in Herzog, in spite of how close he's been, especially a lap or two after the restart, and look at Ben Myers down low. He could get second place, and I think he almost had it there between 1 and 2, but Herzog's just too good in the middle of the racetrack, and that's, I think, where he catches James Lowe. As this battle for second still heats up, Myers gets a good run off of 1 and 3, but it seems like the anchor just drops there right in the middle of 2 and 4.
And he slides up just in front. He had no momentum, and Smith, who is big picture racing, Cucumber Kurt knew that Brandon got up in front of him. Last thing I need to do is get caught up in something. Third, fourth, doesn't really matter right now in my championship expectations. Spees looking underneath Smith. Now, Smith has a different feeling about this. He can't lose too many points. He's got Davis back behind him. The cushion between him and Davis is Spees.
And I've got to say this, at the garden here, we haven't been growing too many cucumbers. They've been nice and consistent. It's been the zucchinis that have been big, that have been flourishing. You don't want to be a zucchini here in this points title. So really, Kurt Smith, that's what he's thinking about. Brendan Myers, though, Meyer back there in third. We see Mike Holloway closing in on Bruce Pearson for that 6th spot as well.
Talking about zucchinis, great trivia question in the forums this week from the chief, Steve Hilbert, who's in charge of that. There have been 4 letters that drivers that have never been the first name, started the first name of drivers who have won in the BRL. I love this question. Z being one of them. I do not know the answer. Go ahead, take a shot at it if you're watching on the YouTube channel. What were the other 3 letters of drivers who have with their first name have never won? With that said, Steven Spees, I'll tell you right now, S is not one of them because Steven has several wins. He's going underneath Kurt Smith. Didn't work.
I'll tell you what, no offense to the boss man, but really, since we've had the new stat of the week statistician, it's really been scratching my brain in places I really need the pitch.
And I think I misspoke on that. Actually, I think the letter he gave us, Vanna White gave us an X. There was no driver with an X, so I just assume. I'm going to say we don't have any Zelmos or Zachary. Well, might be a Zachary. Oh, maybe there is a Z. Give it a shot, guys. It's a fun question.
Well, you know, let's put Ziggy in the car, and we'll see if we can get him in a winner circle.
We are 2/3 of the way through. It has been all James Lowe. He has led 2/3 of the race. Mark Herzog's been right behind him. Good action. Let's look in on Spees. He's trying everything he can. And he just tried to go underneath Smith, lost all the momentum. And that lets Davis get in there. And we almost, commentator cursed him one more time. Spees gets off the throttle, and Holloway's going to vulture a point.
You might as well call this the commentator curse 100. All these drivers are not. I just feel like, just shut up, fellas.
We started with 18, 13 still on the lead lap. That is rookie Benny Ellison. Look for Ellison to be starting on the pole next time if he can hang on to where he is.
I have a feeling he might, because we see that Seneca, Hayes, Liston, and Segala all are either in the pits or out of this race. We look to as Holloway still looking to the inside double deuce shutting the door on him, entering into turn number 1. He's not going to try the chrome horn. That's not Holloway's style, but man, I'll tell you what, he's closing in the middle of the turns, which is nice. But again, you gotta find a good way around with this progressive banking.
There is good racing, but right now, look at that yellow car going underneath you, followed by the blue and then the white car. The yellow car is Herzog, the blue car is Myers, the white car is Smith. We talked to Herzog. He said, oh, I'm just saving my stuff, and I don't know if I have anything for him at the end, but I'll give it a shot. I think the 57 is cooked. I don't see even a top 5 finish for the 57. Look for the 11, and we got ourselves a caution. Oh, my goodness, it's little Tom Hilbert.
Well, let's see what happens. The Hilbert brothers not in a good position tonight, as Hayslip just doors him right into the inside wall. Oh, that's a hard hit. Who else was that? Was that Hayslip that's also in the wall too?
See that one coming. Yeesh.
Let's see here. So you look at the sky view. Hayslip, I think, was several laps down from issue. Wasn't he? Yeah, no. Yeah, just turns him.
Boy, and because the track is so wide, it gave him a lot of time to get the car almost perpendicular with the wall. On a narrower track, you could have hit it at a better angle. But because it's so far to the inside wall, the car had a lot of time to finish the circumference of the circle. Ouch.
Oof, yeah.
And here's, want to know how, can we put the car camera right now on Tom Hilbert? Oh, he was just in the pits. He was in the pits, and what's funny is he was parked nose to tail with Chris Hayslip. I just love the way the racing gods are so fickle. That not only did they get them together, but then they put them right next to each other.
Oh, that's hilarious.
All right, we have time. Do we think? Let's see if the lights stay on the pace car here. If we do, I'll let you talk to somebody. They might come off here, Irwindale. No, we can go in. Who you want?
It's your turn to pick.
Let's take Brendan Myers.
All right.
Number 11.
Works for me.
Brendan Myers, soup up here in the booth. You're in third. You're racing hard. I think maybe Herzog might be cooked. You got anything for the guys in front of you?
I think I might be cooked too. Well, used a lot of tires getting through the field earlier, so I'm hoping my right front can hold on, but we'll see.
I was gonna say I noticed that because I liked how you went down low, but it seems like in the middle of the turns, that's where you just drop off.
Yeah, it worked really good the first 10 laps or so, and I was able to make a lot of passes down there, but I tried it a few more times since then, and it's not working anymore.
All right, you got it. We'll keep an eye on it. An example of what my dad was telling me when I was a child about spending money on women in the bar early. Use those tires up early while there's positions to be made, and then get up here and then defend. And that's what Myers is going to do right now from the third position. All right, partner.
Well, here we go once again. Another James Lowe restart. Let's see how he gets early. And looked like he jumped a little bit too soon. But again, it's his green flag, and it's back out as once again Brendan Myers goes to the inside, though he's worried about that right front. So going to be interesting to see how long that lasts. Well, this time he actually sticks with Herzog, but Herzog able to muscle around at the entry of turn number 3. And that low line working so far. And you also have Holloway almost going 3 wide. And I think he's going to go 3 wide. Nope, he's not, going into 1. But yeah, everybody just slicing and dicing, finding a dance partner.
Get that sorted out all the way on the inside. Meanwhile, Myers and Smith working at it. We thought that the 57 was cooked. I was about to say someone's in the kitchen with Herzog strumming on the old banjo. Not the case right now. Herzog seems to have come back like Lazarus as he now chasing James Lowe. Aunt Mary watching. Is your boy in trouble?
What's interesting is also Herzog last time by ran his best lap of the race. So he's run about lap times about the same as James Lowe. So one has to wonder if James Lowe's tires are starting to fall off, and Brendan Myers, unfortunately, his predictions are coming true. So he's already lost 2 spots.
Herzog might have been playing a little possum. Big picture talk. Kurt Smith, third. Chris Davis, fourth. They were separated by 3 with Smith in the better spot. That gap will grow a little bit, but honestly, if they can just stay together close enough like this, they'll make that season finale. Oh, so exciting. Remember, Holloway was in the mix as well, and he's back there in 7th. Don't forget about him.
Yeah, that's interesting to see that we have so many drivers for the title compared to last season, but nonetheless, they're single file for the time being. Spees and Holloway go 3 wide on double deuce, and they spin in contact. Another yellow. Cautions, precautions. Several drivers involved in this one.
Oh, and that was Holloway who was, again, in the middle of it.
That's the Commentator's Curse 100, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, now I have a policy when there's an incident and it's 3 wide, I blame it on the guy who made it 3 wide.
I don't know, though. I think that Holloway was a little tight there between 2 and 3, and that's where he ended up making contact.
Maybe so, but I have a steadfast rule, so the blame goes on Steven Spees. It's just, I'm sorry, Steven, but my hands are tied.
The opinions of the commentators do not necessarily reflect those of VGN or its subsidiaries.
Send your emails to loweljewel.com.
Oh, let's see here. Who do we call up? Let's call up our leader, actually, James Lowe there in the number 99. Been a while since he's led all the laps here. Our defending series champion. James, it's Jeremy and Soup up in the booth. Tires aren't as big of a deal as they were last week, but some of the drivers we're talking to are saying that they're starting to worry about your right front. How's yours out there?
Mine's pretty good. I've been running pretty easy the whole race, so I'm sure all these heat cycles ain't helping much, but yeah, I think we're all right.
If you need a little advice from the booth, I just keep the 57 behind you. That's what I would say.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea.
Go get him, man.
For sure.
It's really very simple when you get down to it. All this talk about tire wear and everything, just keep the guys chasing you behind you.
I think we should have a new segment in these races, Common Sense Thoughts with Uncle Soup.
Common sense and super. Rarely seen in the same room.
Well, you know, it is Saturday night, and of course I hear that if you call it Saturday Night Live, you get sued by Peacock and whoever owns them.
It's all right. Peacocks are good. A little noisy in the morning, but that's okay. Doubling up. Lowe and Herzog. Smith. Now this is interesting. I love the racing gods. They just seem to do it. Smith, the 6th, inside of Davis, the 7th. They said 1 and 2 in the points.
It's going to be interesting to see. We know how good the James Lowe is on restarts, and of course we also know how good the Row 2 is, period, as they start to come. Now they come down into the restart zone. Green flag is out, and here comes Kurt Smith in the 6th to the inside as Chris Davis got a bump on Herzog right there. It's side by side for second place as Smith tries to see if he wants to go 3 wide, but he's not going to make it happen.
A gap, my kingdom for a gap, says Kurt Smith. Cucumber Kurt down on the inside. Davis trying to leave him no room to pull up in front of him, but there is room. Out spot for you, Kurt. Clear. Davis almost gets into the back of him. Now being chased. There's Spees looking for somewhere to go. Spees with a good run off of 2. Down through the backstretch. Now ducks to the inside. Tritz at the inside of Davis. Davis is held up because of Smith in front of him, but the inside line doesn't work, and Spees has to give up the ghost. Surrender Casper as he ducks in front of Brendan Myers.
It is go time here at Irwindale as we have just about 10 laps to go at the line. Single file, but for how long? Your top 5, Lowe, Herzog, Smith, Davis, Spees. That's how they run. Herzog with a fantastic run as he closes in within a car length, almost clips the wall, but still, it's Lowe's race. It's been his race all race long. How long will that last, though?
That was Herzog seeing what can I do, giving it everything I could. He lost all momentum, blew his quarter entry, drifted up into the wall. Again, Cucumber Kurt back there waiting. He's being very patient. Would not surprise me if Smith ends up in second the way that he is being patient here. We have 8 to go. Remember, he's got Davis right behind him. This is a difference in attitude. Yes, Davis has tried to tone down his aggression. Maybe Smith's trying to dial up the aggression on his part. Now they are side by side. Oh my goodness, you talk about the dichotomy of Smith and Davis in the intro. You're watching it right now on screen. And then there is fire and brimstone Steven Spees making a look.
It's amazing how quick the story turns here as we see Davis trying to do all he can to get onto that proverbial podium. But this is all helping the 99 of James Lowe. Is Lowe, he's out front by about 4 or 5 car lengths. However, we're still watching this battle for second and third. Right now, Kurt Smith wants to go up 1, but Chris Davis also wants to go up 1, maybe even 2.
If watching the movie Bagger Vance has taught me anything, I know that inside every race driver is one pure, authentic race. It's something that you can't learn, you can't be taught. It's something you have to remember. James Lowe right now is having one of those pure, authentic races, being perfect. Meanwhile, here comes the excitement partner, Davis looking at Smith.
Tell you what, Davis and Smith, they all want to make moves, but they're not able to do it here around 3 and 4. As we have 4 laps to go, coming around 1 and 2. Here comes Davis trying to go around Smith. Smith, though, he still wants Herzog. I got to say, Herzog, he's making a race out of all this.
Again, I think both Smith and Davis are faster. Herzog has spent so much of his equity on his tires trying to get around Lowe. There is just nothing there now as they are working lap number 98. Smith has 2 things to worry about. He would sure like to pick up the point for second if he could, but he doesn't want to get binded up. He doesn't want to get held up by the 57, the in and out machine of Herzog. He wants to stay right behind him as they are working now lap number 99.
Coming down the back stretch for the penultimate time. James Lowe still your leader, but this is the battle of the race so far. with Herzog, Smith, and Davis 2, 3, and 4. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Does Smith or Davis have anything for each other? Here comes Davis to the inside, and Smith, he tags Herzog, so Herzog, he's out. White flag still out. No caution yet, but coming across 3 and 4, James Lowe, your defending champion, wins at Irwindale. Who comes across the line second? It's Davis.
I'm going to come to the defense of Cucumber Kurt. He is in a championship point hunt. You have Mark Herzog, who is out there trophy hunting. I talked about it. The last thing Smith wanted to have happen was to be hung up behind the 57. It's exactly what happened. He tried to make some room that wasn't there. He ended up spinning Herzog. Well, look at it right now. Look at Davis dive to the bottom. So many things going through Smith's mind right now as he sees Davis going around him. Oh, that's a panic moment.
And that's something you don't normally see out of him, but nonetheless, it was indeed a panic moment. But that happens in racing, and unfortunately, Herzog was the benefit. But gotta give him the ride of the race, running in second for all but 3 corners.
That was a fun one. We had a little drama at the end, but when it's all said and done, it was wire to wire for James Lowe. The racing is over. The broadcast is up. We'll take a short break, come back, and run down the entire finishing order. Talk to the top 3 drivers before we put a lock in the gate. Who you watching? VGN, baby. Welcome back to Irwindale Speedway and the Virtual Grip Network's live as it happens 8th round coverage of the Late Model Invitational Series Season 31. The results are in. Let's give them to you now. Well, he missed the opening round. He showed up for round 2 and he won that one. Then he went on a bit of a dry streak, but little by little, he's been trying to close in on the points leader, and he picks up his second win of the season tonight, going wire to wire. We're talking about the number 99 at James Lowe, picking up his 5th podium of the season. My goodness, we've talked to Chris Davis, well, more than I've talked to like my brother. Here we go. So he comes home in 2nd position after starting in 12th, maybe the best run of the night. Cucumber Kurt Smith will take that final podium spot. I'll get to talk to him in a little while. Steven Spees and Brendan Myers raced up front for a lot of the time. They go 4th and 5th. Back half of the top 10, Double Deuce Bruce Pearson. Mike Holloway. Holloway came into this race 3rd in the points. He's going to drop a little bit. Wouldn't be surprised if James Lowe moves into 3rd when it's all said and done. How about rookie Benny Ellison? He comes home in 8th with the Chiefs. Still Steve Hilbert a 9th. Always nice when a Hilbert finishes in the top 10. And then Papa Kenny Allen rounds out that top 10. Partner?
I'll take a look at 11th spot. Last car on the lead lap, Mark Herzog. That's John Wilson, 12th. Lucky number 13 is replay Ryan Seneker. He will be the pole sitter next time out. That'll be a lot of fun. Todd Liston, Tom Hilbert, Chris Hazlett, Bobby Hayes, and Joe Segala was one of your early outs. Part of that first yellow flag.
We're going to have the camera on Seneker starting on lap 1 as long as he stays out in front. How long will it be? Let's see if he gets to lap number 5. With that said, let's go ahead and dial up our race winner, James Lowe. In the 99, we'll bring him in here. James came into this race sitting in 4th. And now we'll be talking in. We got James right now. James, let's soup up here in the booth. Congratulations, wire to wire. Lots of restarts, but you're able to hang on.
Hey, I appreciate it. It was nice to be chased instead of having to chase this week.
You just minding the gap there? You feeling comfortable? You had some at the end if you needed it?
Yeah, I didn't really run a hard lap the whole race. I was just kind of relaxing with a line I found during practice, and it saved a lot of tires and was pretty quick as well. So, yeah, just rode that line the whole race and never changed it.
Okay, let me take a quick look at the schedule here, see where we're going next week, see how you feel about it. I'll dial that up right now. We're at Irwindale. We are going next round. It looks like we're going to, I don't know, it's not on the schedule. It doesn't tell me. I thought it would.
Yeah, it's Kern County,
Kevin,
I think.
Oh, we're going to Kern.
Yep.
California country. Do you like that? We're staying out here on the West Coast.
Yeah, I really like Kern. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we'll be up front battling.
All right. Well, good luck to you. We'll see you down the road.
I appreciate it.
All right. Your winner tonight, James Lowe, and he's going to close in on that points lead.
And I'll say this because I know that he's listening either way. I'm not holding my breath for Seneker to make it past turn 1 with the lead. Anyway, 2nd place finisher Chris Davis. Chris, that was one heck of a move there you made on the final lap. Let's talk about that first.
Yeah, thank you. I was saving tires the whole time. I saw James Lowe was starting up front. I don't know that we had the right grid for tonight. There were some issues. iRacing, we almost even be able to get this off tonight. They were having issues since the most recent update and weren't able to have hosted sessions. So I'm glad we got this race in, even though not my favorite track. Pretty much just wanted to run up there against the wall and save tires. I know I figured Spees was going to be throwing some of those sliders going down to the bottom, and I was able to actually get past him once with one of those. And then, yeah, I was just saving my tires there till the end and knew I was just going to throw a haymaker, close my eyes and see what happened. And when I opened my eyes, I was crossing finish line in 2nd.
And you know what? That's part of the part of the allure, I should say, of Irwindale, because we saw so many lines being run throughout the race, but you made up the most positions, 10 spots, and it was kind of cool to see drivers take the high line.
Yeah, I mean, that's how this track is. You know, my teammate John Wilson and I with Team Continuous Development Racing, we are doing lots of different things during practice, and you could easily get 3/10 faster if you ran the bottom, but it would just kill the right front. And you know, going 100 laps, no tires that you could take. That I knew tire was going to be a big deal. Looked like Brendan Myers was wearing his stuff off, and I figured Herzog was as well.
I got to say this. I think you got to keep the paint scheme because it seems like it's bringing you good luck these past couple of weeks.
Yeah, thank you. I do feel like it brought me some good luck, but more importantly, there's a good cause on there with Mission 22. So definitely another shout out to them. I'm proud to have that on my car anywhere. It's it's an important cause. Taking care of our service people who have done so much for us that the least that we can do is be there for them when they need us.
Well, Chris, Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway back in next week. We'll see you there.
Yeah, I sure hope to keep being up there. Kurt Smith, he is tough competition. I just wanted to stay close to him. I think I'm 2 or 3 points behind at the moment. I'm really hoping I'm gonna be able to make every race because I'd love to make a charge and have a full season and see if we can't come home with a championship.
Congratulations. We'll see you next week, hopefully.
Thank you, guys.
And Soup, it is a complete race if you see the broadcast chat. Love you too, Ryan.
Just to drill down a little bit on what Chris Davis was saying, James Lowe did finish 17th last time. I noticed it when we went to the grid. Now, we were lucky to get this one in because there were some issues on the iRacing platform.
Yeah.
So no matter what happens, this is a good thing we got it in. But really, when it comes to weird officiating, I rank them professional boxing, the WNBA, and then auto racing as far as how weird things happen in this. So honestly, it's all just a part. It's more in depth. It just gets the realism more when you see screwy things happen like that. With that said, we get to talk to the man who finished in third, Kurt Smith. Well done, buddy. I think you're going to stay up in the points lead. Oh, we don't have Kurt here. Do you know Kurt's not probably feeling well because he's feeling a little bit guilty? Cucumber Kurt, he is a man with a conscience. He knows that he got into the back of Herzog. I'm sure Mark understands what's going on. We understand, Kurt. We wish you all the best. We don't want you to lose any sleep tonight. You have yourself a good rest and a great Sunday. With that, let me turn it over to my partner to take us home.
Well, tomorrow night here on VGN, it is OBRL Yesteryear Cup Series from Richmond Raceway. Excuse me, as I try not to kill myself on. Excuse me, I swallowed a fly. Tuesday begins the YYR IROC Series from Atlanta Motor Speedway. And Thursday, RLR Skidder Creek SK Modifieds will be at the Magic Mile, New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We will be at Kern Raceway with the Modifieds and the live show of the late models here on the VGN around 9:15 Eastern. You don't want to miss that. Also, don't forget the YYR Tour Modified Series gets back running Tuesday, August 26th at Stafford Motor Speedway, and Saturday, September 20th, the BRL Stone River Shootout. I need to visit those guys. I need some fishing equipment at Southern National Speedway. So, for the boss man Lowell Jewell making us sound and look oh so good, and then my partner Soup Zahn, I'm Jeremy Scott. Thanks for joining us. Remember, always keep it forward and keep it greasy side down. We'll see you next week.